Hello YouTube, it is Rexen from 3v1 and I am here with my very first video. Today we will talk about something mysterious and perhaps a little bit spooky, and that is, as you guessed, aliens. When we say aliens, there are a few questions that come to mind. We want to know if they exist. If they do, where are they? Are they watching us right now? Are they among us? I'm sure most of us thought some of these questions at some point in our lives, but one way or another we stopped trying to find an answer. Well, in this video, we'll take a look at some of the most common beliefs about alien existence, but I gotta warn you, you might end up having more questions. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first one that supports the idea that aliens exist is that there may be over 30 alien civilizations in our galaxy alone. This number was from a study by some British scientists. The study uses a calculation called astrobiological Copernican limit, which suggests that we might not be so special at all. And the number basically comes from an assumption. It may give us some clues for how long our own civilization might last, but it might not be what we expect it to be. So this calculation focuses on things like how long it takes to form an intelligent life, stars formation, the ages of the stars, and habitable zones. On our planet, it took about 4.5 billion years to form a communicating civilization. And these scientists say that if the same conditions are met in somewhere else in the galaxy, then life would potentially develop just like it did on Earth. This is basically looking at a bigger cosmic picture using the information we already have. This might sound exciting to some, but they also mention that the closest of these potential civilizations would be at least 17,000 light years away from us. Now that is a long distance, and with the technology we have right now, it might be nearly impossible to communicate with those civilizations. Second on our list is the UFO sightings. There have been countless UFO sightings to this day, and so many of them are followed by some sort of debunking. Now there are also those sightings which still stay unsolved. And believe it or not, some of those sightings are claimed by actual astronauts. Like Buzz Aldrin when he saw a flying object alongside them when he was on board Apollo 11. I mean, if you are going to believe any of these sightings, you would probably choose to believe the men who have actually been to space, right? And not only these sightings that we read on news and social media, but there are also those that we see with our own eyes and can't explain. Whether we think that these sightings are proof that extraterrestrials are watching us in the sky, or it is just our minds tricking us into what we want to believe, these sightings still remain unsolved. The last one that supports the idea of their existence is aliens living among us. This theory can be creepy as well as mysterious because some people might even go so far by claiming that they have been abducted and experimented on by extraterrestrials. While some claim that they are among us and concealed in human forms and working with governments, others think that they are invisible and plotting against humanity. There are countless documentaries that focus on these stories, and some of these people claim that their minds get wiped clean after the interaction with these beings, and they were only able to bring those memories through hypnosis. This theory is perhaps the most far-fetched one among the three, but if they do exist, I'm not so sure if the humanity is ready to interact with these beings yet. Now we'll talk about Fermi paradox. This one contradicts the first 3 points that I mentioned before. It is named after a physicist, Enrico Fermi, who is also the creator of world's first nuclear reactor. Fermi paradox basically asks the question, where is everybody? If there are billions of planets in the universe that are capable of supporting life and possibly millions of intelligent species, then how come nobody has visited Earth? Now this paradox suggests that aliens would have surely left evidence of their presence, and considering the age of the galaxy, which is over 13.51 billion years, any alien civilization would have explored the galaxy 250 times by now. There is a useful scheme that was proposed by a Russian astrophysicist which suggests that these alien civilizations would have had one of 3 levels of technology. Type 1 would be using the energy sources of its planet, Type 2 would be using the energy sources of a star, and Type 3 would be using the energy sources of an entire galaxy. Now, depending on the levels of technology, these civilizations could be easier to detect, even with the massive distances in between. But unfortunately, there is no clear indication or any proofs that these civilizations exist, and I have to mention that the idea of loneliness in a vast universe is surely terrifying. Now, I'm not sure if you agree that extraterrestrials might be somewhere in the galaxy or they're hidden in the sky watching us, or you might even believe that they live among us, or you just simply support the idea of Fermi paradox and don't believe that they exist. One way or another, some questions still remain unanswered. Let me know what you think, and hey, maybe you're one of those people who has seen a UFO. Feel free to share your opinion and experiences in the comment section below. I am Rexon from 3v1, and I'll see you in the next one.